Good morning. Hey, welcome to part six in our series titled The Happy Life. My scripture that I read this morning I had to think about this one. I had to figure out what the Lord was trying to tell me when I read this scripture and what He was talking to me. And I think I got something good for you because it spoke to me when I read it. And the scripture was this. It's in the book of First Peter. Now, in the book of First Peter, it's Peter's letter to a couple of churches. And this particular verse is interesting, and I've heard it used a lot. But it's First Peter chapter 1, verse 8. And it says this. It says, "You love Him," talking about God, "you love God, even though you have never seen Him. Though you do not see Him now, you trust Him, and you rejoice with glorious, inexpressible joy." I was thinking about that, and I thought, what have I ever rejoiced with glorious, inexpressible joy over something I didn't even see or I can't see? When have I done this? And the Lord opened up two things to me. Two things in the last 24 hours that I did just that. Number one, first and foremost, was a brother of mine. Him and his wife. Their son was born into this world. What a blessing. I wasn't there. I didn't get to see it. He sent me pictures. He sent me little Marco Polo videos. And I was ecstatic. I was joyful. I was glorious. But I didn't see it. I wasn't there. So the Lord was like, right here. Right here is one way where you weren't present. You didn't physically see it with your own eyes, but you expressed a glorious, inexpressible joy. Okay, fair enough. But that's the birth of life, God. That's something that's been 9 months in the making. I've seen the struggles. Yeah, I battled with God on this one. I was like, yeah, okay. It was an easy one. I'll give you that one. And then He opened my eyes to another one. It was my son. Now, this is my son's first year to play baseball. Really play. I mean, he played t-ball a few years ago, but, t-ball is what it is. This is his first year to really play, and he's having to learn. He's come a long way, but we've been working on batting. And when I pitch to him out in the yard, he does pretty good, but he has yet to get that hit. He hasn't got one in the game yet. Hasn't really gotten one in practice either. Soft toss, he does pretty decent, things like that. But actual pitching and hitting the ball, he's still working on it. Well, he was at practice last night. My wife took him to practice, dropped him off, went and ran some errands, came back. She said he didn't even get out of the car, and he ran to the car to tell her he got a hit. He hit the ball. He was so happy. As soon as I got home, he told me, "Dad, I got a hit." And I was thrilled. I was like, high five. Woo, you got a hit. All right, tell me about it. What happened? I was joyful. I wasn't there. I didn't even see it. But I was joyful, and I was glorious. It was inexplicable. So, you might be saying, where are we going with this? We need to back up a little bit in the scriptures first to explain it, okay? Verses 6 and 7, let's read through those. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6 through 7 said this. It says, "Be truly glad. There is wonderful joy ahead. Even though you must endure many trials for a little while, these trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold." Y'all get where I'm going with this? In my brother's pregnancy, in my brother and his wife's pregnancy, in their pregnancy, they had trials. They had issues. This is common. My son, in his learning to bat, he's had trials. He's had failure after failure. He's had setback after, just getting frustrated. But he stayed consistent. They stayed consistent. They persevered to the joy. What trials are you going through right now? Think about them. Are you relying on God to be your strength? Finish up verse 7. See what it says here. It says, When your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise, glory, and honor on the day when Jesus Christ is revealed to the world. Have joy. We're going to go through trials. We're going to go through setbacks. We're going to go through troubles. We're going to be tested. It's how we know we have a loving God and not a spoiling God. We're going to be tested. It's going to make us stronger. How does he do that? By testing our faith. Are we relying on him? Are we going to God for our strength, for our issues? People say, well, I need money to pay these bills. I'm in that kind of issue right now. I got doctor bills stacking up. I need money. But you know what? God's going to take care of me. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to rely on God to worry. And, I'm not going to worry about it. He'll take care of me. Easier said than done. Not going to deny that. Easier said than done. But where's your focus? Is it on the things of this world, or is it on God higher and above? So, wrapping it up, my daily drink for you today is this. Here it is. Trusting in and relying on God during your trials will give you, listen to me, it'll give you an inexplicable joy that others will be drawn to. Why? Because just like in verse 9, or verse 8 it says, or 7, sorry. It's like in verse 7 it says, because you are revealing the light of Christ. Yesterday we talked about opening our blinds and letting our light shine. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to do that. Trust in and rely on God through your trials and your struggles. Let people see that you're trusting in him. You'll be joyful. They'll be like, man, you're going through all this stuff. How are you joyful? God's got this. It's all good. That is the light of Christ in one aspect. That's my daily drink for today. Y'all be blessed. Have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.